If you're there, Vanessa, please, a committee member, Robin Cruz, ask. Folks, we're waiting for quorum. Once we have quorum, we're going to start the meeting. Folks, it seems that we have quorum and we should start the meeting shortly. I'm going to perhaps give 2 minutes and then we'll start. I do not see the NYPD here, so it's important that they come in. I don't see the 34th nor the 33rd precinct. Vanessa, do you know if the both 33rd and 34th are confirmed the meeting? Vanessa. Chanel, are you there?
Yeah, hi. They were invited to the meeting, but I haven't heard anything.
Can you please check with Ebenezer to see if they confirmed for the meeting?
Okay.
Chanel, any word from Ebenezer?
Yes, Isidro.
Ebenezer, did we get any confirmation from either 33rd or 34th precinct?
No, I didn't get any confirmation from them. We sent the invitation like a week ago, or more than a week ago.
Would you be so kind perhaps to give them a call, Ebenezer, to see if they can come on board? Because I would like to have them as part of this process, because they do have information that will be critical to determine the licenses for this committee.
Okay, I'm gonna call them now.
Please.
official because I didn't want.
Ebenezer, so I just spoke with the 34th precinct. They're going to be joining us in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Let me see if I can reach out someone at the 33rd. Vanessa, so I just spoke with someone at 33rd that trying to get some officers on board. So I
Okay.
think we should start, and hopefully that by the time that the officers step in, we'll be on our way with the meetings. At 6:50 on this Wednesday, June the 10th, I'm calling this meeting to order with quorum. Isidro Medina presiding over the meeting. It's my pleasure to be sitting before you, even virtually. I'm happy to see you all. Happy to see committee members here. Rosie, always so pleasant to see you. Ashley, Waldis, the new faces of the license committee. Welcome once again. So shortly, as you guys know, not everyone knows us that is participating on this meeting. So let's go to the traditional greetings and introduction. And let me start. And again, just don't say your name, just say something about, your background, your community, because we want to get more of an intimate feeling as to who's who and what you guys mean to a community. So I'm going to start with Gerard.
Good evening, Gerard Dengel. Happy to be here with Isidro and the rest of our committee members.
Ashley.
Hi, everyone. Ashley Fernandez. I am on the licensing committee under Isidro, and I'm a resident of Washington Heights.
Robin
Cruz.
Rosie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rosie. Guess something about me. I've worked for city government for a couple of years, and I've worked under assisting in the, approval process of sidewalk cafes.
Very well. Did I miss anyone from the licensing committee? Waldis, you in?
Yes, sir, I'm here. So hey everybody, it's Waldis Cruz, lifelong resident of District 12, and happy to be here.
Thank you. Now let's introduce our fellow officers and detectives from the 34th precinct that I see that have just joined us. Officer Pena and Martinici.
Hi, Detective Matthew Penna, 34th Precinct.
Officer Martinucci, 3-4 precinct.
We will get to the 33rd once they log in, but we're going to start with the meeting. Very grateful to be part of this neighborhood. Really happy and proud to be one of you. Very proud for the support that we have gotten from our merchants, our residents, and obviously our NYPD, the precinct, both 33rd and 34th. It's been quite an experience. The fact that you guys, meaning the NYPD, put your lives at risk every now and then makes us to think that, you know, we have to make sure that we treasure what we have. And I'm glad that that I know of, we have had an excellent relationship. And it's something that I'm going to continue to make sure that that is emphasized, because this idea that the NYPD and communities cannot work together, I think can be defunct in this community. I have the highest respect for this 34th precinct, the 33rd, and we do not have to agree on everything. Officer Pena, Detective Pena, you know that you and I don't agree on everything, but there is a sense of respect.
Yes.
I respect the work that you guys do, and I understand that, you know, we're going to work on this community to push it forward, because there are too many issues affecting our communities, and the last thing that we need is to have divisions within the community. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you for working with us.
Thank you. So let me do some quick arrangement on how we're going to proceed with the meeting. Gerard, will you be so kind to please keep the timing for residents? And since the agenda is not that long, I'm going to entertain that we have a 2-minute time limit.
I will do that. I will do that.
Very well. And Waldy, if you're so kind to please monitor like the comments and who raises their hand so that we can address proper questions. And you know, if you see comments that merit our comments, please bring it up. And we'll be more than happy to recognize those comments and those concerns. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
I know that Cindy's not online yet. She usually takes care of the stipulations, but I'm going to ask perhaps Rosie, and I'm not sure if we're going to have any steps, but if we do, I'll guide you how we're going to do the steps. It's not a very complicated process, but I would like for you to learn it because I hope that you stay for a while in this committee, because I think that you all have a lot to bring to the table. And I'm very proud that that's a part of this. Very well, so as usual, we're going to listen and entertain each application on the agenda. And we're going to listen from the merchants. After we listen from the merchants, we're going to listen from the precinct, then the residents, and then as a committee, we're going to decide or vote on each applicant. When the residents have a comment, they're going to get a 2-minute time limit. Gerard will be keeping track of that. And if the residents have any questions, please do raise your hands and we'll be more than happy to entertain your comment and your concerns. Are there any questions? How are we going to proceed? I don't see any hands, so we're going to move forward. So let's start with the agenda item number 1. It's a renewal license for Brown Sugar. Officer Pena, this is within the period 34 precinct, but let me see if there's someone from Brown Sugar. I did receive the letter from one of the residents, Martin Collins, giving support to Brown Sugar, stating that they have been a great merchant and that there'll be someone that he'll be willing to support for the great service that they provide in Northern Manhattan. Do I have a representative from Brown Sugar?
I have a, can I say something real quick? I think there's a board member that would like to be added as a panelist. I just don't know how to go about it.
Who would that be?
Domingo?
Ebenezer, can you please upgrade Domingo to a panelist?
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Domingo. Domingo is a fellow board member. Let me see if we do have the board members. So, Domingo, please introduce yourself, the rest of the committee, please.
Yeah, my name is Domingo Estevez. I'm the chair of business development.
Very well. I see that we also have Osi coming in. Osi, please introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Osi. I'm the assistant chair for housing committee and on land use, and a previously co-assistant chair to the licensing committee.
Where you did an outstanding job, and I'm still grateful for your work. I see that we also have a representative from the office of Manhattan Borough President's office, Natalie Espino. Natalie, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Natalie Espino from the office of Manhattan Borough President Gail Brewer. Good evening.
Thank you, Natalie. Welcome on board. Do I have a representative from Brown Sugar?
Yes.
For the purpose of the minutes, please state your name and affiliation to Brown Sugar.
Yeah, Eli Garcia, manager. I'm also the president of the Mainbridge East 204 Street Merchant Association over in the Bronx.
Very well. So the ask here is a renewal for this license based on previous resolutions passed by this community board. The last time you came on board, that was 2018, and there was no objection from this community board. I'm going to pass now to the 34th precinct, Officer Pena. Any comments from 34th precinct?
No, no issues.
The 34th precinct has indicated there are no issues with this particular applicant. Do I have any concerns from my residents? I see a hand, Nancy present. Nancy, you have the floor.
Yes, hi, Nancy Preston from Moving Forward Unidos. And, we're so pleased to see this was a previous problem location. There are no objections. There are only good reports about this operator. So we have to say that when that happens too.
Very well. I see a hand from one of our board members. Also, you have the floor.
Thank you. Also in support, they are great neighbors, and we hope that will continue on. So absolutely positive support.
Taking into account that we have positive comments from our neighbors and the precinct, I recommend that for the committee members to please consider voting on this application right away. Any objection? Going to move on to the matter.
I have a quick question.
Question
Eli,
from-
yeah, Rosie. You're the president of what?
Oh, sorry, you're going in and out.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I apologize. I'm actually driving, so the sound goes in and out, in and out.
Okay, I just wanted you to clarify. What are you the president of?
Oh, on the Bronx, the East 204 Street Mainbridge Association. So the Merchant Association, the Bronx.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank everyone for their support, supporting our business. We can only get better from here. Thank you.
So much, Eli. So I recommend now that we go to a straight vote. If now no objection, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, by raising your hand, please do that now.
Isidro, I'm gonna ask it and I'm gonna write it down. So Isidro, how do you vote?
Yes.
Gerard, yes. Robin,
Yes.
Rosie,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Valdez,
Yes.
did I leave anybody else out?
You're right. How do you
Okay.
vote?
This passes unanimously, yes.
By a vote
Congratulations.
6-0-0.
6 in favor.
Very well. Congratulations to Brown Sugar, and we hope that they continue to be excellent operators.
Thank
We'll
you.
move forward now to the next agenda item, which is Florida Restaurant Uptown. This is located on 4162 Broad, between 176 and 177. This is with the purview of the 33rd precinct. Do I have a representative here from the 33rd? And if so, please identify yourselves. Let me see if I received a note from the 33rd. Okay, Chris Stroh is supposed to be joining us from the 33rd. Let's proceed to the next agenda item. That will not be.
I'm sorry, Isidro, does that mean we're putting over Floridita on the representative?
Let me check that with the rest of the committee to see if something that will be agreed on. Guys, do you think we should proceed then to the next agenda item, which will be agenda item number 4? That will be in the purview of 34 precinct, since the 33rd is not here. Gerard, you're muted.
Pardon me, I'm sorry. Is number 3 off?
So number 3 is with the purview of 33rd precinct.
Okay, both. I'm sorry.
So
I
we'll move
second.
on.
Go to the next.
I'm sorry, Gerard?
I second that, if you want to go.
Any opposition from the committee members?
Yeah, let's do number 4.
Let's proceed to number 4.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
So the ask here is to change the method of operations by Cafe Matthias, doing business as Havana Tacos. This is on 210 to 20 Nagle Avenue at the corner of Academy. Do I have a representative here from Havana Tacos?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, how you doing?
Domingo, right? Gabriel Dominguez.
Yeah. Yes.
It was required that you submit a copy, a transcript or a questionnaire. You have not submitted that questionnaire.
I just sent it in about 30 minutes ago. Sorry about that. I didn't have it at hand.
Domingo, quick question before we proceed. How long you have been having this license?
Going on 6 years. I transferred it over from Broadway to Nagle since 2014.
We cannot entertain your application because we have to have that questionnaire completely filed and sent to the office at least by Friday. So this document should have come to the office on Friday the 5th before 5 p.m. So I recommend that since we don't have a questionnaire, we don't have much of background as to what is that you would like to do. I recommend that you withdraw this application until you proceed and fill out all the required documentations. And I highly recommend that you check not only with the community board staff. It's always a good practice that when you're dealing with the licenses of alcohol, make sure that you call the office because now we're going to wait. You have to wait for 3 months. We're going to come back. We'll be in recess. So we're going to return in September. I will also ask that perhaps that you also check with your accountant or your attorney because this should have been sent out completely filled out. So that's just my advice. I recommend that you withdraw this application because we don't have how we're going to proceed in entertaining this application.
I mean, is it? I just send it in. I don't know if I can hold on until the end. So I have to wait 3 months.
No, because the committee members don't have access. I don't have access to what you want to do here.
It's just a method of operation. I just want to ask for a DJ. That's all it is.
No, this questionnaire has to be in place. Gerard, you want to add to that? You're muted. Muted. You're right. You're muted.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Question, did you post at the site that you were coming for a method of operation change?
Yes,
When was that done?
about 2 weeks ago, because I haven't opened since my last day open was March 15th.
Very
I'm
well.
still closed.
Dominguez, so
Yes.
what would you like to do with this?
I don't know. I know it's my fault. I emailed it about 6:30. I don't know if I can.
It has to be in the office before 5 o'clock, the Friday before this meeting. That was on June 5th.
Yeah. All right.
So let's bring it on. Let's bring it on for the next meeting.
And that's 3 months from now.
That'll be held in September, the beginning of September. So check with your accountant, check with your attorney, make sure that they inform you of the process on how to do this thing.
Oh God. All right. All
All
right.
right,
Thank you
buddy.
so much.
Take care.
Everybody
Have
be
a good
safe.
one. Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Have we gotten someone from the 33rd? So let's continue. Let's move. Guys, help me out to see if you guys see someone from the 33rd. Do we have a representative from the 33rd precinct? I guess not. Before we proceed, I see a hand up by Aurelia. Aurelia, do you have a question?
No, that was it. That if nobody, I don't think they have an objection to the corporate change, and that's probably why they're not here I don't think they have an objection. So, but anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Very well. Okay, let's proceed then with agenda. And now we're going to move to agenda item number 6. And that'll be a new liquor license, 211 Sport Bar, Incorporated, doing business as TBA, no DBA yet. This is located on 3964 10th Avenue, between 211 and 212th Street. This is agenda item number 6 once again.
My name is Martin Miller. I'm the attorney for the applicant.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second, please, sir.
I'm sorry.
1 second. So this is a full liquor license for this premise. Based on my documentation here, I see that there was a resolution passed by this committee going back to October 28, 2019. And so there was a resolution passed by the committee and then the general board by vote 31-6. It was passed overwhelmingly. So why are we having this as a new license if that was approved back in October?
Can I address that?
Yes, please.
Okay, again, my name is Martin Miller. I'm an attorney and I represent the applicant. The applicant is 211 Sports Bar Inc. and the owner is a Francisco Guerrero. Upon information and belief, the application that you are referring to was an application filed by something called IG Restaurant Group, INC. And what happened there was that I didn't represent that corporation, and that corporation went before the Liquor Authority, and the Liquor Authority had no problem with the premises, but did have a problem with the applicant, the principal of the applicant. So they denied that application. This gentleman came by and saw a for sale sign, a for rent sign, went and spoke to the landlord, got a lease, and is now applying for himself. He had nothing to do with.
So this is a brand new owner, right?
Correct.
Okay, so just give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
So this application is complete. It has the questionnaire fully answered, has a copy of the blueprints, the floor plan, and also a copy of the menu. Officer Pena and Martinucci, please allow me to go through the specifics here, and also for the committee members to have an idea more or less what is expected of place.
Okay, so we all know the history of this location. We spoke about that at nauseum over the past few years, and at the last time they came before the board, we talked about what was Playroom before they were closed. Just going forward with this new location, we see that there's an occupancy of 256. If you look on the application, they state that they have 20 employees, 75 chairs, 5 bar stools. That's 100 people. Where's the other 100 going?
Can I answer that?
Hold on, I'll get through everything I have, and then you can have at it.
Yes, sir.
So where's the other 100? Is it standing room? Are they dancing? You know, is it a club? What's the deal? Also, we'd like to know what experience Francisco Guerrero has. You can get into that later. Previously, this location would have like 15 or more security guards on the weekend. We see that they only have 1 to 4 on their application. They think that's sufficient. And also for the community board, as we've been doing with all the locations, we would just like to add that they can only have hookah if they have a hookah permit. And that's all we have right now.
All right, let me address your issues. Number one, it has a capacity of 256, but I asked my client, who by the way is on the line if you want to speak to him directly, but they don't anticipate any more than 100 to 150 people to be in the premises. There'll be no dancing inside the premises. We do ask, I'd like to make one other correction too to what I submitted. Saturday and Sunday, we indicate that it'll open at 6 p.m. It's going to open for brunch as well on Saturday and Sunday. So I just want to.
Let me go through the method operations if you don't mind.
No problem. Okay.
So you have indicated that there'll be no jukebox.
Right, no jukebox, a DJ, yes. The internet, iPod kind of music,
Internet,
yes. No
iPod,
karaoke.
no karaoke, live music.
Yes.
Sound limiter will be properly installed,
Correct,
and the space has been properly soundproofed.
correct.
There'll be no third-party promotions.
No,
And as the officer indicated at the panel, there'll be 1 to 4 security guards.
can I stop you there? If the board would feel more comfortable with more security guards, they'll hire more security guards.
It's your decision. You do understand, however, that they have to be registered with New York State.
Oh, absolutely, licensed, absolutely, yes, yes. So we have to show it to the New York State Liquor Authority as well, yes.
Very, very well. So there'll be no patio or rooftop, no garden, the backyard. There'll be no enclosed or unenclosed sidewalk cafe. The hours of operations you have now is Mondays through Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Then Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 6 p.m. until 4 a.m.
Yeah, but I'd like to amend Saturday and Sunday for the opening and have it for brunch somewhere around 11:30 or 12 o'clock. Saturday and Sunday.
You want Sundays to open up by 11:30, you say?
Yeah, 11:30, someone, and also Saturday as well, Saturday and Sunday.
Very well. Capacity is 256.
That's correct, but
You're
we
gonna
don't
have
intend to.
20 employees there.
Yes.
Let me ask you, these employees, would they include obviously management? How many managers are going to have there?
The owner himself will manage, and I think he's anticipating 1 or 2. But he's here. He can explain that more fully if you want. But I'd like to go back to that 256. Like I said, they don't intend on having 250. I mean, that's just the capacity of the premises. They don't intend on having 256 people on the premises. They anticipate at most there'll be something like 150.
What are your plans to hire locally?
That's what we want to hire. We're gonna.
When you said that you want to hire, what process have you put in place?
We haven't put any process in place because we need approvals by your board, and we have to go before the liquor authority. But once we are set, I will say we will inform the community board and ask them to assist us for local help. We will, we will obviously advertise local. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What's your name again, Martin?
Martin Mailer. Martin Mailer. Hello?
It would have been great if some of the plan stating, we know that this industry has kind hit really hard. We want to hire local, we want to engage the community. This is what we like to do. I will not wait until you get your license and then come back and say like, we want to do this. You might not come back. You might not have an opportunity to come back to this community board. So I would have hoped that you would have at least a plan of what the intention would be to hire people from the community. Because
The
you're
plan
not
is to hire, the plan is to hire all people from the community. We're not looking to go outside of the community. I mean, we will advertise, we will put signs up in front of the store in terms of wanting locals to come in and look for employment. That's what we're looking to do. This is going to be a neighborhood restaurant, and that's what we're looking to do. Have people from the neighborhood come in and enjoy the food, and also be the employees.
Let me see if Francisco Guerrero is on the line, because I'd like to hear from him. I want to see something. Is he on the line?
Hello.
Francisco?
Yes, I'm
And I
Francisco
also have
Guerrero.
a question, Isidro, whenever you have a chance.
Sure. So I have Domingo for a question. Francisco,
Yes, how you doing? Nice to meet you guys.
guys, can you please mute yourself?
I-
Francisco,
Yes, I'm here.
so I understand that you're going to be the manager there, right?
Yes, I'm the owner and manager also.
Great. So you know that this industry can hit like really hard. Your attorney just said that he's going to come back after license has been approved and let the community know how you guys are going to hire locally. You guys don't have to come back to the community board once you get your license approved for 2 years. I'm not going to wait for 2 years. So if there is a plan, we would like to know what the plan is all about and how that's going to get done.
Okay, actually, we have no plan at the moment, but definitely we know many people from the community, and we're planning to definitely hire from the community. That's totally the plan. I mean, I live here in the city,
Where?
and I live in the Bronx, and like my sister has restaurants for many years, so we know like lots of people of the community, and we definitely working in that area.
How well do you know this community?
I mean, I haven't lived in Manhattan, but I definitely know many people from Washington Heights.
What has been your experience with other restaurants? What other restaurants have you managed before?
My sister has a restaurant for over 10 years in the Bronx, and I used to work with her all the time over there. And my
How long?
part for 8 years.
What's the name of that restaurant?
The restaurant is El Águila in Kim. Yeah,
That's in Kingsbridge, right?
I'm sorry.
Is that in Kingsbridge, I think?
Yeah, 80 Cambridge Road.
Francisco.
Yes.
more or less, how many employees?
Rob, just 1 second, because I have Domingo that has a question. They'll be you, Rob. So Domingo, you have a
sorry.
question.
Yeah, so my question is more pertaining to the current situation and the current status. Isidro, the recommendation I would give to the business owner is just make sure you put signage, hiring local, and that you have developed some sort of flyer that you distribute amongst the community, because there's going to be a certain need for employment after this pandemic. Now, my question is more around, and the reason I'm here is because I would like to have a dialogue with the licensing committee as the chair of business development around how we're going to move to truly tackle this issue of racism, and how could we come together with a joint plan. With the beauty of it, you are a new business owner, so I'm just here to try to figure out what type of anti-discriminatory practices are you looking to institute, and also how will you deal with any allegations of that as a business owner, because I think it's important to note that the times are demanding more of us. We're looking at situations like defunding the police just because of that represents, but also we have to be able to step up as community members to hold each other accountable. So I'm interested in knowing what would you say or potentially, how would you seek to combat any sort of discrimination as a new business owner uptown?
Okay, so I mean, being an immigrant, I have like no discrimination at all for any kind of race or religion or anything. And even if it's an employee or a customer, everybody's welcome. We don't have like any problems with any type of race or religion or anything. I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, sure. So I'll keep in contact with Isidro because I want to be able to work hand in hand with him on this. But I just want you to let you know, welcome. I know you're doing an investment in Washington Heights and Dykeman Inwood, but discrimination and racism will not be tolerated in Washington Heights, and we are looking to collaborate to make sure
Definitely.
business owners accountable for that. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, Domingo, for your input. Again, this is a community that is diversified. We have been getting along for a while as a community, and I want to make sure that if there's any deviation from what is the normal, we'll be holding you accountable. The idea is not to punish you as a business, but sure that we come together as a community and we have the same approach that we cannot discriminate against anyone for anything. And we're going to be very vigilant because I think that any time that we neglect one small, regardless how small the issue might be, can become big, and we're going to address it right away and very harshly. So again, welcome. Guerrero, we're going to ask you later on that as a stipulation, if this is passed by committee, that you put a signage, as Domingo indicated, to hire local, because I think this is going to be a good part into the community, and I hopefully believe that will be the case. Rob, you have a question. Then I will go to Mariela. Rob.
Question is, Francisco, more or less, how many employees are you planning to have in your establishment?
Around 20 employees, including the managers.
Okay, so that means the 20 employees will be local, or maybe 50% or 70%.
Yeah, that's the plan. As more local as we could get. I mean, usually not all the time you could get everybody local.
No, that's true.
But like, yeah, maybe 70%, 75%.
Good. Remember that we have a lot of unemployment people right now because of the COVID-19, and we had to, help the community because those people will stay without a job right now. So, thank you.
Yeah, I totally understand. I mean, I've been a victim of the COVID too. My father passed away like 2 months ago, but I know the feeling. So
condolences.
Thank you.
Sorry to hear that. Gerard.
Isidro, I just wanted to step back. This kind of kicked off.
I was not.
Ozzy, please mute yourself. Gerard.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's not me.
Sorry, Ozzy. Nancy, thank you. Gerard.
Yeah, I just want to touch on something that kind of began last meeting, where it was the first Zoom meeting, and our format that we've been successfully following for many years that kept these very disciplined, very focused, and everybody got to speak sequentially. As we spoke, I'd like to get back to that. So, Isidro, if you don't mind, I'd kind of like to say what our format is and what the format has been, and it gives space for everybody and time for everybody, but sequentially, and it respects an order, and that way we move forward, and it's not a 4-hour meeting. So typically for the past number of years, and we could always change it, but that would be under new business at the end. So the way the committee runs is the chair runs it, precinct speaks, right after that, the applicant. After that, it's the committee members on the committee. They speak first. And then we roll it out to the residents and others, anybody else. That could be residents, board members and such, elected officials. And then we roll back into committee for discussion and for a vote. The committee welcomes and encourages any new business that is brought up at new businesses, and we don't interrupt committee meetings for, like last the last meeting where we had a lot of back and forth. And it
Thank you.
turned out into a 4 hour. So I just wanted to roll out.
Thank you, Gerard. Brother,
And everybody got 2 minutes, and I'm keeping it for Chairman Isidro. He asked for me to do that.
you're right. But thinking March, we started changing the meeting where we allowed the merchants to speak first.
That'd be fine. We could do that. So
Yeah.
merchants first.
And the precinct, residents, board members, committee members.
So-
I see Mariela neglected not calling you in time. You have the floor.
Hi, my name is Mariela. I'm new to the community board. I just had a question about the application that was put forth. And is there a time that it becomes like that we would get to see it, that it becomes more public? I hear Isidro reading off some of the information that's on it, but I was just wondering if there was a time that I would be able to review it, or other.
This information is given to the committee members for them to review it. It's not given out to the entire community board members, so it's mostly for community members. That has been what we have done since day one, and even before it was on the license committee, that was how it was conducted. But if you need to have access to that, you can always check the staff, and they'll be more than happy to assist you. Very well. I'm going to also now recognize Jerry Colling. Jerry, you have your hand
Yes.
up. Please,
Yes, I do.
you have 2 minutes.
Getting back to the actual business. I passed by the location on Monday afternoon at 2:45. I took a picture of the outside. I actually sent it to you, Isidro, at the community board. There is no notice of this meeting at the location. The frontage is actually boarded up as a construction site, and there is no sign of a permit for doing construction in the location. Over it, there's a glass piece that has a notice from, I think it's Terco Lighting, which, if you look up their site, deals with club lighting. This is a 275 location, and putting in club lighting. The final thing is, there's only the front entrance, and I'm not familiar with the location, but where's the second egress from this location? That's all I have to. That's all I have to say.
Francisco, you can answer that, please.
I'm sorry, me or the lawyer? Me?
The attorney, whichever one of you.
Yeah. First thing, when I rent a place, it was a rent side. I get it with everything that is inside. We gonna renovate the place for the restaurant, but I took it as it is. And I mean, for the sign for this committee, the sign was there. Maybe it was blocked for the wood or something like that. I haven't checked. I haven't been there today, but we definitely put the sign in the front of the business. And for the second exit, they have a main entrance in the front, and they have the emergency exit through the back.
Very well. I see now Adam Concepcion. Adam, you have 2 minutes.
How you doing, Isidro? This is Lieutenant Concepcion, 33rd Precinct. I was having
My
issues with-
God, apologies. Please.
Yeah, I was
introduce
having
yourself.
issues logging in. Did I miss the Seaflower Fish Market?
No, we're going to come back to it once
Okay.
we finish with this.
All right, just whenever you're ready, I'm here.
Very well. Francisco, before this was closed, this place was very active with Zumba classes that the community enjoyed for a while. What's going to happen with the Zumba classes? They're going to be closed, shut down, or what's going to happen?
I mean, I was not related to the old business there, but we definitely open to listen to the community, and we could make those practice. But I am not. I mean, since I don't know the business that was there, I am not related what we're doing. I mean, what they were doing there.
That was an excellent group that took advantage of the venue that was
Nice.
open for them to work out. And as a good community engagement, I highly recommend that you check perhaps with the previous owner and see if this group can be integrated back into this process, because it was well run. It was
They
well
gave
attended.
backpacks, remember, Isidro? They gave mochilas, they gave backpacks in the summers. There was a lot.
So
Okay.
yeah, thank you, Domingo. So if I were you, I will check back with them about the great things that this place used to do for the community, and hopefully you could, adapt some of it.
Definitely. I will get in contact with my lawyer after this to try to get some information from their activities in the past.
So before I close the conversation within committee members only, I'm going to recognize Ozzy. Ozzy.
Thank you, Isidro. This was more related to Mariela, what you mentioned before. The information is not available to the rest of the board member. The district office refused to give me the information about the different applicants prior to the meeting and not after. And the new minutes, and I'm sure Rosie did like the best she could, but she was not informed that she had to provide more information in the minutes. So right now, I don't know when we get to the general meeting, I'm not sure exactly what I'm voting on because I don't have full information. So how many people, what is the maximum capacity of that venue? And also the old business under IG group is not available. I could not find it on my files.
Also, the capacity there is 256 maximum capacity. As far as the minutes are concerned, we have our own different unique styles. I'm going to work with Rosie, but do take into account that because of the pandemic, everything was thrown off. I'm not giving out excuses, but I think that the substance of the meetings has taken place, and it will continue to do that. As far as the staff not providing documentations to the rest of the memberships, that is something that the chair has to decide on. That'll be his decision.
Not true. Legally, I am entitled to get the documentations as a board member.
That'll be part of the conversation that can be had with the president of the board and the staff. As a committee chair, I don't have any right in demanding that this be disseminated. And if I had the right, I would have done it like a long time ago. So let's move forward. Now this is a conversation within the committee members. Committee members.
Real quick, Isidro. No, real quick. Just want to comment because this is on behalf of the public, but somebody, I believe by the name Willie Polanco, mentioned that this is his comment verbatim in the chat. It says, I am an active member of the community. We support this license for 211 Sports and Bar.
Very well.
I just wanted to say that.
Okay, it's on the record.
Yes.
So committee members, any issues? Do we want to provide some tips? You're gonna go to straight vote? How you want to do this?
Let's go straight to vote.
I would like to have a list, the signage to be as part of the step that was brought up by Domingo, who is the chair of the Economic Development Committee, because again, it's good that we work together because Domingo, you give me a little bit more of an extra leverage because now I can put a little bit more pressure in making sure that businesses do by the principles that they are assigned to, which will be to hire local. And if that's the case,
Isidro, and I think one important thing, an important stipulation to consider is moving forward, potentially adding, if you've been discriminated or feel like you've been discriminated against, potentially adding the manager's number and posting that at the business, just so that we could hold them accountable, because they'll say, oh, I don't know. But when they come to you or they come to me, it's like, oh, I didn't know. Well, this is a good way to be able to start addressing it before they come to us.
So
just a suggestion.
We have we have this stipulation where practically all of the new merchants, they have to display a phone number with any issues that they can be called like right away. So those are steps. Do I have any other steps in place? So I'm going to recommend the following. First, I'm going to assign. Cindy's not here, so what's attorney Marion? So please write down these stipulations because they're going to be requested. You're going to assign them, notarize them, and send them back later on to the community board. We can
I have no
send.
problem with that. Go ahead. Yes.
So the first one will be signage on the front that you will hire locally, and then once you have a date to open, you can post a signage saying that this place is going to be open. We're going to hire local, X, Y, and info. Please contact X, Y, and Z. Would that be something that'll be great? Thank you,
An
Mario.
excellent idea, and that'll get the word out, and that's what we intend to do. Absolutely, yes.
Very well. Then we're going to request that we have a good neighbor sign posted so that the patrons that would not stay outside hanging out for a long time. Third,
No problem with that.
that there'll be a phone number listed and visible somewhere in the front. If there are any residents that might have any issues and or clients, that they will have access to someone directly right away.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm also going to request that you have a portal metal detector.
What, a metal detector?
Yes.
Okay.
Portable. Based on these 4 stipulations, does the rest of the committee feel comfortable to move forward, or should we add some more steps?
Forward.
Saying that, let's move forward and let's vote on this matter. Agenda item number 6. Gerard, please take the vote.
Isidro?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna abstain on that. Robin?
Yes.
Rosie?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
And Waldis?
Yes.
Hey, everyone, it's Cindy. I'm here.
Hey, Cindy. Hi.
Cindy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that passed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 yeses, 1 abstention, so that it passes.
So this
Congratulations.
application passes 601. Congratulations, Guerrero.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to working with you. Welcome to the community, and I hope that you guys prosper.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the
With respect to the
support.
stipulations, just so I get this straight, are you going to give that to me so that it's signed by my client, or do I have to make one up? I'm not.
So check right to the staff, the community board, Ebenezer Smith. He's the district manager. So
Yeah.
please send him a note and ask him to send you a copy of the stipulations, which is a template that looks similar like this.
No, I got it. Okay.
And
Done.
you will sign that and send it over to the office because we got to have that in record.
Absolutely. Yes.
general
Thank you
meeting.
very much. Thank you, committee, for
Isidro,
your.
before the general meeting.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob. Very well. Now let's go back to agenda item number 2. If that'll be okay with the committee members and the rest of the residents. Agenda item number 2 is Floridita, and this is a renewal. Officer Concepcion, sir, please introduce yourself to the rest of the committee.
Hi, how you doing? Lieutenant Concepcion, 33rd Precinct.
So, Lieutenant, this is within the purview of the 33rd Precinct. The last time that this applicant came to the board, that was October 2nd, 2018. The community report found no objection to renewing this application. The question to you is, but before I go to you, do I have a representative here from Floridita Restaurant?
Yes, Aurelia Tavares for Floridita Restaurant.
And is Sonia around?
It's a renewal, and this is we're just reviving it. It's with the corporate change. It's the same thing. We just came back because it expired. So if you need her, I can get her on the line if that's a requirement. If you want.
Yes, I just wanted to say.
Pardon?
I just wanted to say hi to Sonia. Thank you, Aurelia.
Okay.
So, Officer Concepcion, what is the opinion of the 33rd Precinct?
We don't have any issues or concerns with Floridita.
Very well. Do I have some comments from residents? I see none.
Real quick, Isidro. Somebody from, I think it was Cisco actually, was asking for the NYPD verbatim. So the NYPD, do we have any updates on those who were involved in the Floridita shooting? I know that this was not the location specifically, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I wanted to ask that question because it's in the Q&A chat.
That's the 34th location, precinct location.
Yes, so that is the location on 10th Avenue. We've made a lot of progress in the case. It is still an ongoing and active investigation, so information that there's a lot of information I cannot share publicly, but there is a lot of progress in that case.
Very well. I recommend that we go to straight vote, take into account that there are no comments or concerns from the residents, nor the NYPD. Unless you committee members have some issues, I recommend that we go to straight vote.
Second.
Let's go to straight vote. All those in favor? I mean, Gerard, please call the vote.
Isidro.
Yes.
Okay, Gerard, yes. Robin,
Yes.
Rosie,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Waldiz,
Yes.
and Cindy.
Yes.
Right. This passes unanimously.
Thank you so much, Aurelia. Congratulations to you and Sonia. My regards to Sonia. Please send my regards, and I hope you guys do well.
Isidro, quick question, if I may. We have a corporate change also now that we have the 33rd here. Can we do the same Floridita? It's just a formality, but
Does the committee feel comfortable jump to the next agenda item? You want to go to the next agenda item, which will be agenda number 3, will be a renewal, or do you want to jump to agenda item number 5? Show of hand, who wants to proceed with the agenda as is?
Item 3, I said we go item 3.
Opposed? So no one's opposed, and we're going to continue with the agenda as is. We're going to entertain now agenda item number 3, which is a seaflower fish market. And this is also in the private 33rd precinct. Officer Concepcion, any concerns with this particular applicant?
No concerns. We haven't had any noise complaints or 911 calls for the location, so we're okay with the location.
I know that, are there any representative from agenda item number 3 in the House? Do we have some representatives here? From agenda item number 3, which is seaflower fish
Yes.
market.
James Wong.
What is your name, sir?
James. Last name Wang, W-A-N-G.
And
I'm the representative.
you are the representative?
Yes.
Very well. How long you been in business, sir?
In this business, about 30 years.
Wow.
From 1989.
How is that business?
No, for this business, for my client, yeah, they are in business about I think maybe 6 years.
Very well. Do I have any comments or concerns from the residents? I see none. Committee members, any issues? Should we go to a straight vote?
Second.
Okay, let's go to a straight vote. Gerard, please proceed with the vote.
Isidro,
Yes.
Gerard, yes. Robin,
Yes.
Rosie,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Waldiz,
Yes.
Cindy.
Yes.
This passes unanimously.
Congratulations, James. I hope you do well and prosper. Congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you.
Very well. We now move to agenda item number 5. And this will be a corporate change for Floridita Restaurant. This is with the private 33rd precinct. So, Aurelia, who's coming in, who's coming out?
it's Sonia's been the person running the location the entire time, but she has a partner, Jose, who's like 75 or 78. So Jose's coming out and Sonia's just going to take over the whole entire, now she's going to be entirely.
Sonia will have 100% of the shares then, right?
She'll have 90% for right now, and pending that, we'll do the other 10, but he's staying in at 10. We just want to finish that formality just in case he gets sick. He almost got sick with COVID. We can't have those things happening.
Very well. So this is a straight corporate change where stocks are going to be transferred from one entity to another. Officer Concepcion, any comments?
No, no concerns with the location. We're all good on our end.
They also
Thank you,
sell.
Officer
They also sell
Concepcion.
really good food there. I see that we have no comments from residents, but we have one comment from Osi. Osi, you have the floor for 10 minutes.
I'm sorry, I don't have a comment, but after you guys vote, I just have a comment after you're done with the vote.
Very well. So let's go to a vote on this particular matter.
I have a quick question before voting.
Yes.
I just want to know, do you have the partner's name? Because I have Sonia written down, but I don't have the partner's name.
Jose Perez.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from committee members?
Ariella, how you doing? Did they post that they're going for corporate change or?
Everything's posted. If you want, I can send you a picture now. It's been posted since Friday night.
That's great.
Saturday or Thursday. Yeah, I gave it to them personally, and they took care. They're pretty good about that. They took care of it.
That's great. Wonderful.
Waldis, do we have any comments? No? Very well. Yura, please go with vote.
So Isidro, how do you vote on this?
Yes.
Yes. Gerard, yes. Robin?
Yes.
Rosie?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Waldis?
Yes.
Cindy?
Yes.
Okay, this passes unanimously. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Congratulations,
everyone.
Aurelia. Again, one regards to Sonia. If you guys have any time, please drop by. The food there is really great, and the price really, really reasonable. Great food. Congratulations, Aurelia and to Sonia.
I don't make it, but it's really good.
Very well. We're now going to move to agenda item. Agenda item number 7 has been withdrawn.
Real quick, Isidro. There's a new member named Angel Vasquez that asked a question in the Q&A, asked to be a panelist, but he said that he's a new board member. So
yeah, I'm
just
here.
wanted to run that.
I was
Oh, yeah.
added.
Okay, perfect. Okay, got
Thank
it.
you.
Also, you had a question, right?
I have a comment. I know it's all new platform. We are on virtual, but can we please keep the questions, the same question to all applicants? Because you didn't ask half of the applicants so far if they post the note, the flyer. So either you don't ask anyone or you ask everyone. Because in the past, we had some situation where we voted against an application because there was no posting. So
before you move on, have you seen me asking for posting the public notice while we have been on this pandemic? The answer is no. I have not asked for that because I only.
You did today. You did today for at least one applicant.
Which one?
Also, just for clarification, I think
The
it was
community member
I think
did
it
it.
was somebody else that made mention of it, and I don't think it was necessarily Isidro. I'm not mistaken. I think it was a public
Everything's
member.
recorded here. You can always go back.
I will
don't
go
recall-
back.
I don't recall calling for a public notice.
That's the one that you asked to come back in 3 months. Who was that? I'm sorry, I forgot the number on the agenda.
That'll be agenda item number 4, Cafe Matthias.
Okay, him.
If I did, I would check the record, but something that I would not usually do because usually I will only trust myself and only the vice president or vice chair of the committee to see if those notices have been posted, because I'm not going to take anyone's word. Not that I do not trust you, but because if there is an error, those reasons are going to get blamed. And I want to make sure that we have the right documentation for that. Recall, I always took pictures and I always showed it to you guys. Every time that someone didn't post a notice, I took a picture and I showed it to the rest of the committee.
I understand that. I'm just
I'm
saying.
not going to walk in and out on this pandemic to make sure that everyone has executed what they're supposed to execute.
I'm not saying that. All I said is either we don't ask anyone or you ask everyone. That's all I'm saying.
Again, if it's on the record that I asked, you're right. Then there's some inconsistency there, but I do not recall ever asking someone during this pandemic for this public notice.
I think what happened was someone from the public had asked, and then he had asked it again. But I don't think it was an initial question that came from him. It came from the public.
If just FYI, Jerry Culligan on one of these had asked, and it wasn't mentioned, he notes, so no posting the notice 36 hours before meeting now means nothing. This was a comment from, I believe, a residence.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it is. I didn't speak on it because I didn't think it pertained to a specific. It popped up after that comment was made, and yeah. But it wasn't specific to like a business or anything. So I thought I would address it like towards the latter end of the meeting.
Guys, we all make mistakes. If I make a mistake, please feel free and make sure that it gets rectified. I don't have a problem with that. But be very careful how you say certain things, because that can come as an accusation that I'm not being consistent. Let's be clear, right? I think that I've been consistent and transparent.
Great. Item 8.
You're right. You want to say something?
No, I agree with you. Item 8.
Also, I agree with OC though. We should remain consistent always. But I just think this was just a kind of like a mishap, you know?
This is what I said in the beginning, because
member.
we are virtual, things will miss. So just point it out. That's all. I'm not blaming anyone.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
OC.
just to be clear.
We know that. It's just again, but I just think it was a mishap though, you know? But like a community member brought it up, and then, you know, and it happens.
As committee members, you have every single right to rectify a problem that you see. If you see that I'm wrong, feel free and reach out and let me know right away. I don't have a problem with that. But I want to make sure that this is clear. If I make a mistake, you have every single right to rectify the problem. I'm open. So for the new members, I want to make sure that that is clear. I'm not controlling this debate here. If I make a mistake, it will be rectified. Let's move forward. Agenda item number 8. There's going to be a new restaurant wine license with Chipotle coming to 157th Street. This is with the Prairie 33rd Precinct. Do we have a representative here from Chipotle?
Yeah, hi, good evening. My name is Mastin Sansom. I'm an attorney with Shanker, Russo, and Clark, representing the applicant. I'm joined here, I believe, by phone by Patrick Vasquez, who is the field leader for Chipotle. And again, we're here for, as you had mentioned, for a year.
Susie Mine, what's the name of the branch manager, please?
Patrick Vasquez, V-A-S-Q-U-E-Z. I believe, again, he's on by phone.
Very well. This is a new license with the Prairie 33rd Precinct. I think that we don't have to go through the menu for Chipotle. Let me go through the method of operation. There'll be no jukebox, no DJ, no karaoke. Background music will be played. The hours of operations, 11:45 a.m. to 11 p.m. on a daily basis. The capacity will be 74. And there'll be 5 tables and 29 seats. Detective Concepcion, what is the opinion of the 33rd Precinct?
We don't have any issues with the precinct here. Workers. We just had a 311 call about 2 weeks ago, claiming that the workers aren't wearing masks at the location. They aren't observing the mayor's executive order. I don't know if the representative of the location has anything in response to that. We received this call on let's see, April 28th.
Patrick, do you have any response to that?
So this is for the location that is currently not open. It's not a call from a different Chipotle, just to make sure, right?
This is for the one on 3781 Broadway.
Yeah, so currently we have no Chipotle employees on there. We just have the workers on site building the actual, constructing the actual restaurant inside.
Okay.
Patrick, question, are you familiar with this community here?
Yes, born and raised.
Oh, really? Where?
161st Street, Fort Washington. Then I moved to 176 in St. Nick, and now I live on 157, a block away from this new location.
Great. Really happy. Really happy that 101 is going to be managing this place. Question. Have you had experience in managing restaurants before?
Yes, I've been managing restaurants for the last 5 years.
Where?
68th Street and 3rd Avenue, 110th and Columbia University, 100 and Columbus Avenue, 168 and Broadway.
Do you have specific names for these places, please?
Yes, they're all Chipotle Mexican Grill locations.
Okay, all Chipotle.
Yes, correct.
How many employees are you going to hire?
We're looking to hire 25 to 40, depending on obviously sales volume.
Very well. I got some tips, perhaps. Do I have any comments from attendees? Seeing none. I'm going to straight our conversation now within committee members. Guys, I think that for this particular applicant, same as the one before, we're going to ask that there be a signage to hire locally once they're open. And I think that'll be the only step that I have in place, because there'll be no music, there'll be no security guards. I think that to ask anything else would be counterproductive. What's your take?
We actually already have signage made at every Chipotle for hiring locally. They're called the Hire Now cards. They are already displayed in front of every Chipotle, and they will be included in this location as well.
So Patrick, if that signage is already up there, can you please send us a picture?
The signage in front of the restaurant?
Right.
Once construction is done, that's when the signage will go up. Right now, it's just card like boxes covering the front of the restaurant.
I thought that you said that there was a signage already to hire local. No?
Oh no, my fault. Well, what we said was every Chipotle location, once open, already has signs up. I was just giving reference to different restaurants locations, but this one, once open, will also have a sign posted on the front door for hiring locally.
Very well. Committee members, any other recommendations? Guys, none? All right. There's always a managing place at all Chipotle, from what I recall, right? Patrick.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat?
There's always someone, some manager in charge of all Chipotle's or franchises, right?
Chipotle is currently not franchised, but if you mean that if there's a manager always there, yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. So, guys, one step. Will you be okay with that? All right. So, having said that, you are going to go to straight vote.
Okay. So for item number 8, Cesar, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay. Gerard, yes. Robin?
Yes.
Rosie?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Waldiz?
Yes.
Cindy?
Yes.
Congratulations, unanimously passes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Mine, welcome to the community. I hope you guys do well.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll be seeing all you soon.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much, members.
Officer Penna, Detective Penna, thank you so much for participating.
Cedro, if I could just add one thing before we go.
Yes.
This is the last break before September. This is the last meeting before September.
Yes.
Well, this is definitely my last meeting because I will be promoted by then. So thank you for all these years of working with them. I hope going forward you continue to work with the precincts to make sure that the community is safe and the businesses prosper, as that's been our goal since day one, which is to make sure that the businesses prosper and flourish and the community is safe to attend these places. I think our, we might have got missed on that stipulation for 211, which was something that I know we're going to be asking going forward from now on, is that if a location, just a stipulation that a location has, they're going to sell hookah, that they can only sell hookah with the permit. That takes pressure off of the precinct, takes pressure off of everybody, and that's about it. Again, thank you for always working with us, and I hope that the trend continues.
Thank you so much, officer, for your service. And again, we have been really grateful for all the information that you have provided, but also the commitment that you have given to this community is second to none. And we're going to miss you. Much success to you. And I'm sure Crossroads, God willing, as we move forward. Thank you so much, Officer Detective Penna. Officer Matunucci, thank you so much. I guess we'll be seeing you by September.
Sounds good.
Can I just say thank you as well for this to Officer Penny? I want to wish you the very best.
Thank you.
And I know many people feel that have been on this committee for many years, residents showing up that cared as much as you guys do, and the effort that you made in terms of giving great information was made out of an interest for the community and of concern, so that people can sleep at night and live in peace and that businesses can thrive. Thank you for making that effort. It was really appreciated. As a lifelong resident of this community that's been here the whole time, thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, officers.
What did you get promoted to, Detective Peña?
I will be promoted to sergeant very, very soon.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you.
Officer Concepcion, thank you so much for attending this meeting. Do have a good night.
Sure, thank you. Sorry I was late. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you. If there is a motion to adjourn the meeting, I'll second that.
I have a statement real quick that I want to bring up, and I realized earlier, I just only because I didn't want to be out of order. In terms of the meetings, this is not a transcript, this is a meeting. And I just want to let everyone know that I spent 3 hours going over the video. Now, if I missed something, I apologize, but you guys can give me suggestions. I'm always open to it, but don't tell me what to do and how to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie. Thank you for your assistance.
And Isidro, I'll call you so we could coordinate and we don't take new business, so we could come more organized in September with a strategy.
Very well. Really appreciate it, Domingo, for your input. Rosie, thank you so much for your assistance. And you'll be taking the minutes. I'll write the resolutions.
Oh no, I have the minutes. I'm writing it now. But this is more towards OC. I'm just, because she brought it up twice, I had to clarify.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, do I have a right to reply for this?
Yes, go ahead, Rosie.
Absolutely was not judgment by any way. I'm sorry if it was sound this way, but I know for a fact that it took over 3 years to get to the minutes the way it was written before I was removed from the committee. And many times that had to be approved by the committee and then by the office and all and so forth. So what I see here, and again, I will say it again, it's absolutely not your fault whatsoever. What I see here, that there is a change in how the minutes are, and somehow I don't think this was decided or anything, and I wonder why, no, I'm not asking you, Rosie. I wonder why when I proposed to have all those changes, that had to be decided and voted and whatever, but when somebody a new person come in, that there is no, again, nothing to do with you, Rosie, just want to make sure that it's okay to do it in a different way that actually really doesn't reflect all the little details, and Gerard and I was sitting about the actual application and what need to be there and what not. And somehow this is now okay. So if this is
Also-
a new thing
also-
and you decide it's okay, that's fine.
I
But
don't think it was ever discussed or agreed how the minutes were to be written by you or anybody else. I don't
Really?
recall. Yeah, the minutes you put on the format that you had. It was your decision, not, I mean, not even mine, not even
I'm
the.
sorry, this was, no, I'm sorry that you are, I'm sorry to say that, but you're wrong, because you specifically said you don't want to have more than 2 pages, and we went over the questions.
That's
and
for the
Gerard-
questionnaire. That's for the questionnaire, not the minutes.
That's
Not
exactly the minutes,
The questionnaire, yes, but not the minutes.
but the questionnaire is the minutes.
It's not.
It's not.
I just want
It's
to
not.
say, as a new member, I was really excited to see the push for local employment. And I think that that is something, like, I hope to continue seeing, I mean, maybe you've always done that, I don't know. But I think that that's a great way of making this a really like a community board and not just some sort of like approval process, is that there are commitments that people make. I think just the way you ask questions about where people live, where they've done business, I think that kind of commitment to the neighborhoods, I think, is what's going to make the community stronger, especially after COVID. So that was really nice to see.
Thank you, Mariela. And, you know, as a new member, we tried to, maybe the process, as you saw it, flew by too quickly, but we tried to minimize the time. At one point, we were in committee for 5 hours.
Oh, yesterday I sat in the parks one for 3.5 hours. So no, this is great.
With the input from Gerard and Ossie, who was the vice chair a little while ago, we fine-tuned everything from the questionnaire to the stipulations to the resolutions, how documents will be, you know, going to the committee. So all of that was fine-tuned thanks to the effort from both Gerard and Ossie. And
That's
we're
what
going
I was
to-
saying.
So Ossie, recall that the minutes will usually be up to whoever's writing the minutes, the format. The questionnaire, we always try to improvise to work on it. And we try to make sure that we improve the questionnaire. What you say about the questionnaire not being approved, yes, you're right. And I was surprised when the questionnaire came out differently. But as far as the minutes, it's a separate issue. I agree with you that the questionnaire changed without our consent. I was very concerned about that. And it's something that I'm going to address once we go back and we meet in person.
So it was, I have to say something, just to everyone clear. This was not my own decision to have the minutes the way they were. This was absolutely a group decision, and we went over that gazillion times, including the office that was involved and so forth. So it took a very long time to get there. And so to say that there was no discussion about it, there was no vote about it, I disagree. And it's, again, I want to say it again, it's nothing to do with what the work that Rosie is doing. She is probably not aware. And Rosie, yes, it took you 3 minutes. It took me sometimes the whole day, and I totally understand where you're coming from. But, you know, in order to capture all the details, this is one of the things in this committee, at least, and not only, but in this committee, that has to be done. Listening to the tape is one of those. And thank you for listening to the tape.
Right.
See, do we have a moment? I just wanted to say to the group is, first off, have a great summer. And I just wanted to say, I didn't want to anybody to misrepresent what I did earlier. The format that we have is actually not to control or to manipulate. It's actually to create a transparent, consistent approach so that everybody that comes to these, and for our newer members, you're going to see that we have some really engaged residents, and it's great. It's great to see people. I wish more people would come to our committee meeting every month. You know, the more, the better, actually. More is better. And that format, again, is not to kind of control or manipulate. It's just to create a space that's consistent so that everybody feels when they step into their space, whether it's the applicant, the precinct, committee members, residents and others, electeds, and then committee votes, that everybody really feels that they had their time and their space and everybody gets to see and feel more comfortable with it. So I just wanted to say, that's why I said that earlier. It was not in response to any the last meeting or that meeting. It was just to, we have new members and I just want to share that.
Thank you. Natalie. Then Angel. Natalie.
Okay, just real quick, I just wanted to add something that that might be helpful. You're right, Isidro. Minutes do vary in style, and we see a range among the committees on boards and from board to board. And Rosie, you are correct that they are not meant to be a verbatim transcript. But I think that Zoom presents an opportunity. Other boards are subscribing to a feature that allows the Zoom meetings to have closed captioning intended for the hearing impaired, but because you can download it the same way that you can download the chat or the Q&A for your records, it kind of serves as a transcript for anybody who would want to request it. So just something to explore, think about, have Jonathan look into it. And if it's an additional widget that we have to subscribe to, call us and we'll see what we can work out.
That would be amazing because that'll save me a lot of time.
And it would also be accessible to anybody who cannot hear.
Thank you, Natalie. Angel.
Yeah, so as a new board member, first of all, I want to echo Mariela's sentiments in regards to making sure that we prioritize like our local businesses' commitment to the community. I'm glad that you pointed that out, Mariela, so I appreciate that and I want to echo those sentiments. But I also, as somebody who has never been a board member but has participated in many community board members through my previous employment opportunities here in Washington Heights and Inwood, I definitely want to commend the board for being able to move through this in a very effective and efficient manner. I have sat through community board meetings that have gone on for 4 and 5 hours, so really, it's something to applaud, that the fact that we were able to move so effectively and efficiently this time around. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Gerard recalls that at one time we left the licensing meeting at 2 o'clock in the morning, from 7 o'clock at night until 2 a.m. So we have fine-tuned all the questions. Also did an outstanding job in fixing the questionnaire, the stipulations. And what helps here is that between the committee members and myself, most of you have grown up in this community and you know this place inside out. So when we bring a place in, we know something about that business. And if there's any way, shape or form that we can support that business, we will. At the same time, we will get to know issues that are affecting the clients and the merchants. And we will always bring that up because we want to be a very transparent community. We want to support our businesses, but at the same time, we are held accountable to for our residents. So anytime that we have a merchant that doesn't do right for the community, trust me, the members and the residents, they'll come to this meeting and they'll let us know. But Angel and Mariela, welcome. You guys can always check with the president of the board to see if you're going to be part of this committee. We always welcome new blood, even though I have Waldy, Rosie, and Ashley as new members. We will be more than happy to have new skills, new ideas, and new blood. Having said that, any other comments? I recommend that we go call for
real quick. I think we mentioned this in the last meeting and this meeting as well, in terms of creating some sort of it's not a task force, but trying to find a way how we can have businesses hire locally. So I don't know if you guys want to start, I can send people emails to try to brainstorm or ideas, and then that way we present it in September and how we can go about that.
It's a great idea. Perhaps a template where we will have asked the client, the merchant, expect to open, how many positions, which positions will be open. So we can have some idea and perhaps provide that to the community board so they could do like perhaps email blast through all the stakeholders, and perhaps they will have more to choose from, more talents to choose from, because we do have a lot of talents here in this community. I mean, look at you guys. Young, talented, smart, and handsome, beautiful. Right, you right?
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Anything
Motion
else?
adjourned.
Is the motion to adjourn second?
Second.
Second.
All those in
Have a
favor?
great summer, guys.
Take care of yourselves. God bless you all. Take care.
Have a great summer.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
guys.
All right.